हाय, आई एम नेहा और मैं आज आपको एक न्यूज़ बताने वाली हूँ। क्या आप चाहते हैं ऑडियो वीडियो ऑन एनसीईआरटी बायोलॉजी? अगर हाँ तो प्लीज़ मुझे कमेंट कीजिएगा और मैं आप लोगों के लिए ऐसे और वीडियोस बनाऊँगी। ये मेरा पहला वीडियो है और हो सकता है इसमें मुझसे कुछ गलतियाँ हो, सो प्लीज़ आप मेरे साथ कोऑर्डिनेट कीजिएगा और मेरी गलतियों को सुधारने के लिए मुझे कुछ टिप्स बताइएगा। ओके? As you aware, humans are sexually reproducing and viviparous. The reproductive events in humans include formation of gametes, that is gametogenesis, sperm in males and ovum in females, transfer of sperms into the female genital tract, insemination, and fusion of male and female gametes, fertilization leading to formation of zygote. This is followed by the formation and development of blastocyst and its attachment to the uterine wall called implantation. Embryonic development called gestation and delivery of the baby called parturition. You have learned that these reproductive events occur after puberty. There are remarkable differences between the reproductive events in the male and in the females. For example, sperm formation continue even in old men, but formation of ovum ceases in human around the age of 50 years, called menopause. Let us examine the male and female reproductive system in humans. The male reproductive system. The male reproductive system is located in the pelvis region. It includes a pair of testes along with accessory ducts, glands, and the external genitalia. The testes are situated outside the abdominal cavity between a pouch called scrotum. The scrotum helps in maintaining the low temperature of the testes, that is 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius lower than the normal internal body temperature. It is necessary for spermatogenesis. In adults, each testis is oval in shape with a length of about 4 to 5 centimeter and width of about 2 to 3 centimeter. The testis is covered by a dense covering. Each testis has about 250 compartments called testicular lobules. Please guys, prepare this diagram because this diagram comes in exam direct. Okay? Each lobule contains one to three highly coiled seminiferous tubules in which sperm are produced. Each seminiferous tubule is lined on its inside by two types of cells called male germ cells, which are called spermatogonia, and Sertoli cell. The male germ cell undergo meiotic divisions, finally leading to the sperm formation, while Sertoli cells provide nutrition to the germ cells. The regions outside the seminiferous tubules, called interstitial space, contain small blood vessels and interstitial cells or Leydig cells. Leydig cells synthesize and secrete testicular hormones called androgen. Other immunologically competent cells are also present. The male sex accessory duct include rated testes, vasa differentia, epididymis, and vas deferens. The seminiferous tubules of the testes open into the vasa efferentia through rated testes. The vasa efferentia leave the testes and open into epididymis, located along the posterior surface of each testis. The epididymis leads to vas deferens that ascends to the abdomen and loops over the urinary bladder. It receives a duct from seminal vesicles and open into urethra as the ejaculatory duct. This duct stores and transports the sperms from the testis to the outside through urethra. The urethra originates from the urinary bladder and extends through the penis to its external opening called urethral meatus. See this gram where is located interstitial cell, spermatogonia, spermatozoa, Sertoli cell. Okay, see the position of these cells. The penis is the male external genitalia. It is made of special type of tissue that helps in erection of the penis to facilitate insemination. The enlargement and of penis called the glans penis is covered by a loose fold of skin called foreskin. The male accessory glands include paired seminal vesicles, prostate, and paired bulbourethral gland. सी कौन सा ग्लैंड पेयर्ड में नहीं है वो याद रखना, वो है प्रोस्टेट ग्लैंड, और बाकी के सेमाइनल वेसिकल्स and bulbourethral glands. Both are in pairs. Okay. Secretion of these glands constitute the seminal plasma, which is rich in fructose, calcium, and certain enzymes. The secretion of bulbourethral glands also helps in lubrication of the penis. याद रखना, अगर in the case of rape, अगर कोई रेपिस्ट किसी गर्ल्स का रेप करता है तो हम उसमें वजाइनल में फ्रुक्टोज की प्रेजेंसी से हम पता लगा सकते हैं कि रेपिस्ट कौन है. ओके. The female reproductive system. The female reproductive system consists of pair of ovaries along with a pair of oviduct, uterus, cervix, vagina, and the external genitalia located in pelvic region. This part of the system, along with a pair of the mammary glands, are integrated structurally and functionally to support the process of ovulation, fertilization, pregnancy, birth, and child care. Ovaries are the primary female sex organ that produce the female gametes, that's ovum, and several steroid hormone, ovarian hormones. The ovaries are located one on each side of the lower abdomen. Each ovary is about 2 to 4 cm in length and is connected to the pelvic wall and uterus by ligament. Each ovary is covered by a thin epithelium which encloses the ovarian stroma. The stroma is divided into two zones, a peripheral cortex and the oviducts, fallopian tubes, uterus, and vagina constitute the female accessory ducts. Its fallopian tube is about 10 to 12 centimeter long and extends from the periphery of its ovary to the uterus. The part closer to the ovary is the funnel-shaped called infundibulum. The edge of the infundibulum possesses finger-like projection called fimbriae, which help in collection of the ovum after ovulation. Okay, see, isthmus, ampulla, infundibulum, all the stream called fallopian tubes. See, uterine fundus, uterine cavity. Inner layer are called endometrium, middle layer called myometrium, and peripheral layer called perimetrium. See cervix, cervical canal, and vagina. This diagram is female reproductive system. The infundibulum leads to a wider part of the oviduct called ampulla. The last part of the oviduct, isthmus, has a narrow lumen and joins the uterus. The uterus is single and it is also called womb. The shape of the uterus is like an inverted pear. It is supported by ligaments attached to the pelvic wall. The uterus opens into vagina through a narrow cervix. The cavity of the cervix is called cervical canal, which along with vagina forms the birth canal. Please remember, birth canal forms with vagina and cervical canal. Okay. The wall of the uterus has 3 layers of the tissue. The external thin membranous called perimetrium, middle thick layer of smooth muscle called myometrium, and inner glandular layer called endometrium that lines the uterine cavity. Okay, the endometrium undergoes cyclic changes during menstrual cycle, while the myometrium exhibits strong contraction during delivery of the baby. याद रखिएगा, साइक्लिक चेंजेस में कौन सा लेयर जाता है? एंडोमेट्रियम. एंड बेबी डिलीवरी के टाइम जो कॉन्ट्रैक्शन में पार्टिसिपेट करता है वो लेयर का नाम है मायोमेट्रियम. ओके. द फीमेल एक्सटर्नल जेनिटेलिया इंक्लूड्स mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora, hymen, and clitoris. Mons pubis is a cushion of fatty tissue covered by skin and pubic hair. The labia majora are fleshy folds of tissue which extend down from the mons pubis and surround the vaginal opening. The labia minora are paired folds of tissue under the labia majora. The opening of the vagina is often covered partially by a membrane called hymen. The clitoris is a tiny finger-like structure lies at the upper junction of two labia minora. What? Labia minora. Above the urethral opening. The hymen is often torn during the first coitus, which are called intercourse. First coitus is called intercourse. However, It can also be broken by a sudden fall or jolt. In certain of vaginal tampon, active participation in some sports like horseback riding, cycling, etc. In some humans, the hymen persists even after coitus. In fact, the presence or absence of hymen is not a reliable indicator of virginity or sexual experience. C. Outer C. Uh, Mammary lobe is surrounded by fat. And see this diagram carefully. Okay, this diagram shows mammary gland. A functional mammary gland is characteristic of all female mammals. The mammary glands are paired structure which are called breast that contain glandular tissue and variable amount of fat. The glandular tissue of each breast is divided into 15 to 20 mammary lobes containing cluster of cells called alveoli. The cells of alveoli secretes milk which is stored in cavity lumen of alveoli. The alveoli open into mammary tubules. The tubules of each lobe join to form mammary duct. Several mammary ducts join to form a wider mammary ampulla which is connected to lactiferous duct through which milk is sucked out. See, glandular tissue contain 15 to 20 lobes. Okay, each lobe, each lobe cells secrete milk which are stored in alveoli. Alveoli open into tubules. Each tubules join to form mammary duct and mammary duct join to form wider mammary ampulla which is connected to lactiferous duct. Okay, see, remember this series. Okay, now we move to gametogenesis. Okay, the primary sex organ, the testis in the males and the ovary in the female produce gametes, that is sperms and ovum, respectively by the process called gametogenesis. In testis, the immature male germ cell called spermatogonia produce sperms by spermatogenesis that begins at puberty. Remember which cells participate in formation of sperm is spermatogonia and process called spermatogenesis, and this process starts at puberty. The spermatogonia सिंगुलर इसको बोलेंगे स्पर्मेटोगोनियम present on the inside wall of seminiferous tubules, multiply by mitotic division and increase in numbers. Each spermatogonium is diploid and contains 46 chromosomes. Some of the spermatogonia called primary spermatocytes periodically undergo meiosis. A primary spermatocyte completes the first meiotic division, which are called reduction division, leading to formation of two equal haploid cells called secondary spermatocytes, which have only 23 chromosomes each. The secondary spermatocyte undergo the second meiotic division to produce 4 equal haploid spermatids. What would be the number of chromosomes in spermatids? I told you 23 chromosomes. Okay, spermatids contain 23 chromosomes. The spermatids are transformed into spermatozoa by the process called spermiogenesis. Please remember, spermatids are transformed into spermatozoa by the process called spermiogenesis. After spermiogenesis, sperm has become imbibed in the circuli cells and finally released from the seminiferous tubules by the process called spermiation. Remember spermiogenesis, spermiation, and spermatogenesis. What? Yeah, right. Spermatogenesis. See this diagram carefully. Okay, let's move. Spermatogenesis starts at the age of puberty due to significant increase in the secretion of gonadotropin releasing hormone GnRH. This, if you recall, is a hypothalamic hormone. The increased level of GnRH then act at anterior pituitary gland and stimulates secretion of two gonadotropins, that is luteinizing hormone LH and follicle stimulating hormones FSH. LH acts at Leydig cells and stimulates synthesis and secretion of androgen. Androgen in turn stimulate the process of spermatogenesis. FSH act on ciliary cells and stimulates secretion of some factors which help in the process of spermiogenesis. Remember, FSH secrete factors which are helping the process of spermiogenesis. Okay, spermiogenesis. Let us examine the structure of a sperm. It is a microscopic. What? Microscopic structure composed of head, neck, a middle piece, and a tail. See this diagram. A plasma membrane envelops the whole body of sperm. The sperm's head contains an elongated haploid nucleus. The anterior portion of which is covered by a cap-like structure called acrosome. The acrosome is filled with enzyme that helps in fertilization of the ovum. The middle piece possesses numerous mitochondria. See, middle piece mitochondria, and for middle piece and for mitochondria. Okay, which produce energy for the movement of tail that facilitate sperm motility. Essential for fertilization. The human may ejaculate about 200 to 300 million sperms during a coitus of which for normal fertility, at least 60% sperms must have normal shape and size. At least 60% sperms must have normal shape and size, and at least 40% of them must show vigorous motility. Okay. Sperms released from the seminiferous tubules are transported by accessory duct secretion of epididymis was retains. Seminal vesicles and prostate are essential for maturation and motility of sperms. The seminal plasma along with sperms constitute the semen. The function of male sex accessory duct and glands are maintained by the testicular hormones, that is androgen.